You don't have to travel to Eberron anymore to become an Artificer. The Artificer class is now official in the rulebooks. Artificers unlock magic in everyday options and channel arcane magic through crafting. The magic is tied to the ability and talent of the Artificers. Most Artificers are always looking to decode magic and sees magic as a science rather than actual sorcery. This can be seen in their spells, as Artificers create their spells using technology. Let's use Spider-Man for example. Tony Maguire has his webs coming from his body, while Tom Holland uses web launchers that he has to fill up with fluid that he creates himself. It's the same as an Artificer. They could cast grease by throwing a can of grease on the floor, rather than summoning it by magical means. At first level you get magical tinkering. Using your tools you can give tiny items non-magical effects. These effects include glowing, short audio, an odour, or a static visual effect. This lasts until you dismiss it or you reach a limit. If you do run out of uses, you can create another, but the oldest of your tinkering will be dismissed. Second level, you unlock your ability to infuse items and give normal items a magical effect. You can pick 4 infusions when you reach this level and gain more as you level up. After a long rest, as long as you have enough specific item requirements, you can craft items. There are various infusions you can pick from. There are become even more swole with a strength roll bonus. Maybe you can be Tracer and recall back. Arcane focus and arcane defense and arcane weapon, there's just bonuses. You can ruin every birthday party as you can't be surprised. You have a little friend who can help you out. It's not like a homunculus that people think of, like Twigleg, but something more like an adorable little robot owl. I mean, look at it! I want one. You can block out distractions and become even better at those concentration checks. Magic items are rare, so why don't make your own? You can create things from the bag of holding to later down the line you can make dimensional shackles. Though you have to remember that you have to attune to the items that you create. Get some knockback too as you hit back enemies. Resistant armor just does what it says in the tin. You get resistance.
I throw them away and they come back to me.
Wasting your cure wounds on healing someone's boo-boo on their knee? You can recover the spell and use it when someone actually gets mortally wounded. These infusions stay indefinitely until you die. Once you die, these effects stay a certain amount of days equal to your intelligence modifier. Items like Bag of Holding will just sprawl out all its items on the floor, so be careful when you want to dismiss it. Artificers have various types and you can pick a specialty when you reach 3rd level. Let's look at these. First up, the Alchemist. Alchemy, the science of understanding, deconstructing and reconstructing matter. However, it is not an all-powerful art. It is impossible to create something out of nothing. If one wishes to obtain something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange, the basis of all alchemy. In accordance to this law, there is a taboo among alchemists. Human transmutation is strictly forbidden, for what could equal the value of a human soul? Sorry, I had to. You gain proficiency with alchemist supplies and gain alchemist spells. Once you go down this route, you're able to make an experimental elixir. After long rest, you can make an elixir using the empty flask that you have to roll for the effect of. It can either be healing, swiftness, resistance, boldness, flight, or transformation, and it will only activate when drunk. It takes an action to drink or to give to another creature. This is actually very effective when you throw in the rapid drinker feat that Matt Mercer uses. You can also create another potion if you expand a spell slot. Later down the line, more can be created after a long rest. You can add extra healing and damage at 5th level with Alchemical Savin as you roll an extra die whenever you cast a spell on a target. Restorable Regions allows those who drink your potions to gain temp HP, and you can cast Lesser Restoration without expending a spell slot. To finish the chemical reaction of this subclass, you take a Mastery of Chemicals as you become resistant to acid and poison and immune to poison. Greater Restoration and Heal is also available to cast without spending a spell slot. Our next subclass is one that we've talked about before in an Unearthed Arcana. I'll keep it brief, but if you want to see more, check out the description down below. The Armourer will let you become the Iron Man of your dreams. Along with the armoured spells, you gain proficiency with Heavy Armour and Smith's Tool. That's not all you get, as you get your Arcane Armour. It removes strength requirement, places missing limbs, and cannot be removed against your will. There's 2 types of armour, Guardian or Infiltrator. Guardian is more of a tank with thunder punches and temp hit points, and Infiltrator is more casual wear and you just shoot lasers, walk faster and gain advantage on stealth. You can also change your armor type every short or long rest. 5th level lets you have an extra attack, and 9th level allows you to modify your armor and to add infusions to it. Lastly, your armor becomes perfect as each of your armor type is improved. The Guardian gains an electric lasso and the Infiltrator adds fairy fire to the lasers. This Artificer really likes when the British cannons go. Bring out you're in a Peacock is the Artillerist really enjoys projectiles and explosives. You do have to fix stuff before you blow it up, so you get woodcarver's tools and a few interesting Artillerist spells. The big part of this subclass comes into play when you get out your Eldritch Cannon. The Eldritch Cannon truly gives you a bang for your buck with this subclass. For an action, you can either magically create a small cannon in front of you or a tiny one that you can carry, which you can just design whenever you summon it. It has the AC of 15, immune to poison and psychic damage, and has the hit points equal to 5 times your Artificer level. You can repair it by casting Mending on it, however it does disappear once it hits 0 hit points or after an hour. It takes a bonus action to use, and if your cannon's got legs, it can move about. There are 3 types of cannons you can summon: Flamethrower, Force Ballista, and Protector. At 5th level, you can turn ones into guns.
Master has presented Dobby with a Glock!
This allows bonus damage to your rolls when you cast a spell for your arcane firearm. Not only do you get a damage increase at 9th level, but you can turn your cannon into a nator and make it detonate. The last feature of this subclass is Fortified Position, which lets you and your allies have half cover when near the cannon, and now you can have 2 cannons active at the same time. The last subclass of this technical troop is the Battlesmith. This is the one subclass that even Tasha couldn't dismiss, as they recreate robot animals. You want your very own canine? There you go. You get the usual tools and spells, but you become battle ready. You become proficient in martial weapons as you use an intelligent modifier for attack and damage rolls. At this point is where you get your steel companion, your mechanical mate. It uses this stat block here, can look whatever you want it to look, but it can't change in its stats. It shares the same initiative account, but it takes a turn right after you when you use your bonus action when you give the defender a command. Using Mending, you can heal defender using Smith's tools and a spell slot of 1 or higher to revive it after it dies. You can create a new steel defender at the end long rest, but the defender you have active will perish. Extra attack at 5th level and 9th level Arcane Jolt gives you a magical enhancement to your attacks. You can either deal extra force damage to your enemies or heal your allies. You can all do this equal to your intelligence modifier, but you can only do this once per turn. And finally, Improved Defender increases your Arcane Jolt, gives your armor class a +2, and the deflect attack does even more force damage. Returning to the main class features, at 4th level you get ability score improvement. Well, you get a flash of genius at 7th level. You get an ability that adds an intelligence modifier to your ability checks and saving throw for yourself and your allies. 10th level lets you attune to 4 magic items. It takes less time and money to create those items. Spell storing item at 11th level lets you store a 1st to 2nd level spell into 1 item. It takes an action to use, and you can use it as many times equal to twice your intelligence modifier. You tune to more items at 14th and 18th level, but once you reach the peak of your artificing power, you get Soul of Artifice. You get a bonus to your saving throws per item you're attuned to, and if you drop to 0 hit points, you can use a reaction to lose an infusion and come back at 1 hit point. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and share this video with your Full Metal friends. Anyway, hope to see you guys next time. And boop!